With Charles Durning, and he's from Highland Falls, New York.
Right?
And
How'd you know that?
it's just great information. So, tell us a little bit about all the wonderful feature films and how it's great that you are here with us at Legacy of Films doing the movie Dog Day Afternoon in 1975. And then also in TV doing Barnaby Jones and things like that. What is one of the life experiences that you could tell any young talent coming up in this industry?
When they tell you that you have no talent and you'll never make it, forget it. I have been told that many occasions, that I have no talent and no hope of buying any anywhere for sale. That was from a very famous school that I took on a GI Bill of Rights.
Very good.
There was a two-year session, and I did 1 year, and they told me not to come back, that I had no talent. And 20 years later, that same outfit said that I was an icon, that they wanted to put me on their icon book.
Well, it's very, very true.
I went to my friend Burt Reynolds, and I said, "What do you think I ought to do this? They kicked me out of there. And what I should say." And he said, "Well, first of all those people who kicked you out are all dead. So go ahead and do it." So I did. I didn't mention it.
Well, that's great. I mean, what we learn in this industry is that no matter what people's opinions are, they're just simply opinions. When you have great organic acting and when you live in the moment and when you give so much of yourself in your roles, which you have, more than 200 film episodics, TV shows that you have graced us with, you keep on forging ahead. Your latest project, Shannon's Rainbow.
Yes, I haven't seen that yet. It's out now, I guess, but I hope they send me a copy.
Tell us a little bit about, now that these films that you've done will be released in 2009, 2010. What was the first film that you really said, "Oh, I love the role that I'm portraying"? Was it in the 70s, in the 60s? What was the first one that you
Sting.
The Sting. Wonderful.
Yeah. I played the cop in that.
Oh, how wonderful.
Beating up Robert Redford.
Yep, I know it very, very well. You had Robert Redford, and you actually had Paul Newman and Strasberg teacher Sally Kirkland in that film, and I remember it very, very well. And your director, can you tell us a little about your director in that film, The Sting?
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. Tell me, do you remember who that was?
The Sting director, I don't remember.
I know who it was because they didn't want to use me at first. And then they brought in somebody else and they didn't like him, so they chose me.
Right. I can maybe...
And Paul Newman was just a wonderful guy.
Can you tell us a little about working with Paul and the experience? Of course, the star from A Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, opposite Elizabeth Taylor. You worked with Paul Newman. How was that experience?
It was terrific. He just, if you made a mistake, he said, "We all do that. Go ahead and do it." And he was just like a nice guy.
Yes. Yeah.
If he saw you walking on the street, he'd pull up his car alongside of you and say, "Hop in."
That's really quite remarkable.
Yeah.
And Paul Newman has given us a lot of great performances. Paul Newman was a contemporary of James Dean. And in the movie East of Eden, James Dean and Paul Newman screen tested together as brothers.
Oh, yeah?
And for Warner Brothers. And he comes from a great legacy. The training that you received, the actor studio, the Strasberg, the Stella Adlers, what school of, besides organic acting, do you come from?
I never went to school for acting.
Isn't this amazing? Charles never went to school for acting, and he's given...
I went that first year, and they kicked me out.
Which school was it?
I don't want to mention it.
No, that's wonderful. That just goes to show you that keep doing your work. Keep on honing in on your craft and your ability. That really,
And if you think you've got it, hang on to it.
that's
Because, they don't know what you've got in your heart and in your brain
that's very good.
and what you've lived through most of your life.
Your world experiences, your life experiences. You were telling me a little about growing up in one of the villages in New York City. It was
Highland Falls, New York.
Highland Falls, New York.
Very small town, right next to West Point.
Oh, the West Point, the academy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where all of our
Generals and
military are trained.
so-called wonderful guys.
Yes, yes.
I got a few stories about them too. When I was in World War II.
You were in World War II. Wonderful.
Got wounded 3 times. Have the Bronze Star and the 3 Purple Hearts. Bronze Star and the Silver Star.
That's wonderful. Thank you for representing America so well.
Well, I don't know how well it was, but it's frightening.
Yeah, no. Overseas, it's a very, very different world when you're thousands of miles away from your homeland and in an environment that you're not really familiar with. It's a very
Well, the women were
jarring.
kind to us.
That's good. As long as the women were kind to you, it makes it a little bit easier
It does.
getting over there. Well, Charles, thank you so very, very much for talking with
My
us.
pleasure.
And a wonderful evening to you, sir.
You too. I've had it already.
Thank you. Thank you,
Look
Joyce.
what I got.
Oh, biscotti. And Italian, you know some Italian, but these
Your
are,
wife is Italian.
your wife is from Calabria.
Yeah.
She's Calabrese, so these are biscottis, cookies, and popcorn and things like that, which is great. I like cookies. They're good.
Me too. I better say that or I'll find a knife in my heart.
That's funny.
When we get in an argument every once in a while, I said, I'd knock you on the floor, but I'm afraid I will wake up with a knife in my heart.
No, I'm sure she loves you dearly. That's
Oh, yeah, no, she's a great lady.
That's beautiful.
I've known her since she was 19,
19 years old.
when I came out of the war. Yeah. I met her.
Oh my gosh. That's remarkable. Wow. Well, that's like young love, and then you carry on for the rest of your life, and that is a beautiful thing. I mean, for everyone in America, take it from Charles, that kind of relationship works. Being true and loving that one person and sticking with them all these years, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, she stuck with me too.
There you go. Thank you again, sir.
My pleasure. Take care.
My pleasure. Okay, Joyce.